Hey guys, Sophia here. Welcome back to my channel. Yes, I'm doing a product review. I love doing those, but this one's really cool. I always say that. I always say, oh, but this one is. Okay, listen. All I have to say is don't be a brand snob, okay? If you can find something that does exactly what the other guys are doing for a fraction of the cost, save yourself some money. Today, I'm going to review a watch, a smartwatch that I've been using for the past 2 weeks. And I have to tell you, I really like it. Now, this is my third one. I've had the Fitbit, actually my fourth one. I had the original Fitbit. Remember the original Fitbit? Tiny little screen. And all it did was give you time and steps and distances. That was it. It was basically a fancy step counter and everybody had a Fitbit. All right. Then I had the Fitbit Pro or whatever. It was a little bit better, but not by that much. Then I got a knockoff Apple Watch, which was exactly the same thing, the square and everything. And it was really, really cool. But since then, it's amazing what those little gadgets will do. First of all, I just want to preface by telling you that they all do the same thing. Some will do a little bit more than others, but ultimately they all do the same thing. So at some point, all you have to do is decide what style you want. What color? Do you want it round? Do you want it with a specific metal color? Do you want gold, rose gold, silver? Or do you want all jet black or all white? That's really a matter of preferences. So today I'm going to showcase the PARSONVER smartwatch, and it's under 50 bucks. And it does the same thing than the other one. It works in sync with your phone if you have a smartphone, and it does a ton of stuff. But not just that, it's cool looking, and then the interface itself has so many features. It's really, really cool. So let's go dive into it. I'm gonna open one of the boxes because I got two actually. One of them is for my mom because she wants one. So there you go. So I'm opening the one for my mom, and I'm gonna show you what comes in the package and explain to you everything this watch does that's really cool and that I use, because some features I don't care about, but some of them are really neat and I want to feature them for you. So be right back. All right, so this is the PARSONVER smartwatch. Comes in a little box like this. The first model they have is $48. And then there's a model above that. This is actually the first model that they have, and they have another one that's only more expensive by a few dollars. So this one is $48.99, something like that. And then the next one is $52.99. So $4, what's the difference? Well, the higher model will allow you to answer text and messages through the watch. Features I absolutely do not care about because that's what I use my phone for, and probably the same thing for you. But you can still receive messages on this and see them, or at least preview them, or see who's calling you, all right? So let's open the box. I'm gonna show you what it comes with, and then I'll tell you about the features. Okay, so this is the PARSONVER, I know it's a weird name, smartwatch, and I am wearing mine right now. So I'm going to take it out. And one thing I can tell you I really like is the fact there's a double band right here. So that way that little tail end of the wristband is not poking out all the time. It's just a preference. This is leather, and the inside is some kind of rubber, but the actual band is leather. So this is the watch. This is the thickness. It's actually very comfortable to wear. I've been wearing it for a little bit over 2 weeks now. Usually those would bother me at night because you'll see, I'll show you in a minute, that it will track your sleep pattern. and I've had a tendency to take them off, but I realized it's because the other one that I had did not have a leather wristband. And as a result, I was getting hot. So I would kind of like loosen it a little bit, and then it would start rolling around my wrist, and it would bother me. I would take it off. But this one, I haven't taken it off at all. And there's only one night for the past 2 weeks that didn't have any report, and that's only because the battery was dead. So this is what it looks like. And to turn it on, you just press the button right here. So you're probably wondering, oh, that's pretty neat. I have to tell you, there's over 100 different faces that you can put on this watch. All right, so I like it. Pretty sleek. They have another model that is square if you ever wanted to be an architect. I heard that architects or people who wanted to be architects prefer square watches. So maybe you would rather have a square one. So when you receive your watch, it comes in a box, and all you have to do is grab the little tab here. So here's your watch, and then there's a little protective screen here that you can remove. Now, underneath this, there's more stuff. So it comes with the charging cable. And just like most of those watches, the charging cable is actually a magnet. So you just take your little end right here that's magnetized, and you place it right here where there's those two little dots. You heard the click? That's the magnet, and that's how you charge it. You're probably already wondering, how long does the battery last? Okay, mine, this is mine. Mine lasted over 2 weeks on one full charge, but there's a reason why. It's because I did not choose the activation where you move your wrist towards yourself where it starts, but I'll show you how to modify that. So if you do this move your wrist to activate the face, you probably have a battery that lasts a little bit over a week. If you don't, it will last 2 weeks. So it comes already attached to the wristband, which is kind of like a smoky type pink. But each box has one additional wristband that's actually a similar pink, but it's not leather. The other band is more of a rubber, if you prefer that. And I guess some people may have allergies. I'm not sure. Some people may prefer the silicone type stuff. I don't. So I'm never going to use this, and that's okay. And then, of course, the user's manual that has the quick setup, and all you have to do is use your phone, scan this code, and install the app. You can also install the app directly from your store, whether it's Apple Store or the Google Store. And the app, it's called Fit Cloud Pro, and I'll show it to you in a second. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. It's written in different languages, and they give you the different setting modes right here. So that's about it. Let me show you what the watch looks like and what features you can get from it. So let's look at all the features that are on the watch itself. Let me turn it on. Okay, so this is my face, and I'll show you different faces that you can pick. You can go to settings. In settings, you have battery, vibrate intensity, language, display, switch style. So let's do the switch style, for instance. So if I go here, I'm on style number 1, which is the one where you see everything. Let me move back. Okay, that's where you see everything like this. It's rather large, okay? So let me go back to the switch style in setting, and I'm gonna pick style number 2. Style number 2 would be this one. So if you prefer to have your apps like this, that's fine. And then the other one is basically all of them in a big circle. What else can you do with this watch? You can do a Find My Phone because it's activated via your phone and the app. Of course, you can do an alarm clock. You can have a timer. So if you click on timer, you can do, this is just 1 minute, but you can change it to however much time you want. Let me stop it. Okay, you can do stopwatch. These watches, they all do the same thing, okay? So you can have a stopwatch. The music here will connect your earpieces to your phone. The female part, I'm not using that, but this is basically to track your menstrual cycles and ovulation and things like that. Weather, Okay, so here we go. The weather is, again, paired with your phone and your location, 55 degrees, and it tells you whether it's cloudy or sunny. Messages, I don't have any because I did not enable that, but if you want to see your messages, you can use that. This is a blood oxygen level, so this is great. Your blood oxygen level can be activated on an ongoing basis or just when you want it, and you saw that I'm at 98%. That was the last reading. Sleep, this will track your sleep. You can see I don't have a lot of sleep here going on. I'll show you later on what it looked like and why I didn't have a lot. Heart monitor, same thing. You can enable it on an ongoing basis or you can do it on demand. Sports is to pick the type of activity that you're going to do. So you got walking, running, climbing, cycling, basketball, swimming. Yes, you can wear it in the water. Badminton, soccer, elliptical, yoga, ping pong, rope skipping, tennis, baseball, this is rugby, hula hoop, golf, long jump, and sit-ups. Oh, wait, there's more, volleyball, and that's it. So these are all the activities that you can track on this watch. The next one is the data. So the data, you can have it looking this way or different ways. And that's me today, which is not much because I worked from home. So before I show you the app and how you set up everything to fit your needs, I'm going to put it back on my wrist. I'm going to tell you what I like about this watch. Because I've had others. I haven't had an iWatch. I don't like to spend money on gizmos if I don't know whether or not I'm actually going to use them. And in the past, I haven't been very consistent in using the other ones that I had. The Fitbit, I didn't really use it because it didn't really do much for me. At the time, it was just very basic. The other one that I have, which was a knockoff iWatch, I didn't use it as much as I thought I was going to use it. Just the basic data, all I was looking at was my step count, that's it. And my calorie, which may or may not be super accurate, we can debate on that. This one is giving me two things that I really need. It's giving me the heart rate, because I do exercise once in a while, but the most important for me is that it calculates and will rate my oxygen level. And that is super important for me because I do have asthma, even though I haven't had an asthma attack in quite some time. Knock on wood, I would say it's about 4 or 5 years now. I still have my pumps just in case in every one of my bags, including the car and my work drawer, because I'm not taking a chance. But I also have been diagnosed in the past with COPD, which is really, really mild, to be honest. And I have allergies. So my oxygen level is very important. And you saw that when I was showing it to you was 98. And it's been consistently between 98 and 99 for the past 2.5 weeks, even when I was doing exercise, which is great. So if you need to have something monitor your blood oxygen level, this is really, really cool. And you can share that data with your practitioner if you want. It's all in the app. So let's go look at the app and how you can set it up and the different things that you can do with the app on your phone. So you're looking at my Android. It works on Apple too, but this is my Android Galaxy Note 20. And this is my activity for the day with my sleep, my heart rate, and my blood oxygen. So you can look at today or you can look at other data. So let's go to sleep, for instance. And this is my sleep for today. And you can see that the white one is awake, and then the light sleep is the gray, and then you have a deep sleep in dark. So you're probably wondering, wow, Sophia, what was going on between 2:09 and 4:07 last night? Well, I was helping William embark on the bus to go to Disney. We got up at 2 o'clock, they were due at 3. I didn't get back home and fell asleep until 4:07. So that was me last night. So that was just the last one. But I can look at the entire week if I wanted to. This is each separate day, so you can click here I had 4 hours and 13 minutes of regular sleep, 3 hours 16 of deep sleep. This one was 5 hours and 8 minutes of regular sleep with 3 hours and 17 minutes of deep sleep. And there's nothing here, well, because I needed to charge it. That was 2 weeks. And then you can look at your month. So this is my month data for sleep since I've started using this particular watch. And you can see that I've been using it since March 6th, and the battery, the full charge, lasted me all the way up to March 20th. And then the 21st is when I had to recharge it. So let's say I want to share this data with someone. I have the little share button right here in the corner. So I would click right here, and then I can choose who I'm sharing it with. Let's go back to the app, the heart rate. Here we go. It gives you your average heart rate throughout the day. My highest one today was 106. And then you can click on the start right here if you're not on the ongoing monitoring. And I'm just gonna not move. And it's basically monitoring my heart rate for me. I'm gonna wait a little bit. So basically, I'm around 80 something as I'm talking to you. It does take 50 seconds, so I'm not going to wait for this time, but you know what I'm talking about here. So that's the heart rate. And again, you can click that share button and send that to your doctor if you want to. And then the other one, that is the blood oxygen. And again, my blood oxygen level is 98. Let me start it. And it tells you right here, low is between 90 to 93%, and good is between 94 and 100, and then hypoxia is below 90%. So I'm going to click start here, and it's going to tally my blood oxygen level. Okay, and I'm still at 98, and again, I can click that share button right here and send that to my doctor via email. So if you wanted your health measurements to go on an ongoing basis, you just press this right here, and it will continuously check all of your measurements. That would be your heart rate and your oxygen. So that would be the home button. Then you can go to device right here at the bottom, and this is where you're going to make all your changes. Okay, amount of battery left. Obviously, I'm on full charge. You can set up an alarm if you want. Activity reminder. So that's really cool because let's say you don't move too much and you are trying to be, or you're on a mission to do a little bit more activity or exercise. You can have the watch vibrate on your wrist to remind you that you need to do some kind of activity. What it will do is that it will vibrate at a designated time, and I put it between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. I'm doing military time on this. You can do whatever kind of time format you want. Okay, so that's the activity reminder. The next one is the drink reminder. Same thing. Between 8 and 22, you can have the watch every 30 minutes remind you to drink, and it will vibrate. And you can also change the intensity of the vibration. The next one is the dial library. So these are all the different types of dials that you can have on your watch. And some of them will just give you the time, if that's all you want, time and date. Some of them will tell you the date, the time, the battery, your heart rate, and other stats if you want those. This one looks like a Movado type watch. There's so many of them. Some of them will allow you to have the weather on it, so you can have a watch that gives you the time. And like this one, for instance, will give you the temperature on the outside. There's so many. Look at this. So you could definitely change your style at will. Some of them are more masculine and sports looking than other. This one looks like the Running Man. I don't know why I'm thinking about the Running Man. You have kind of like minimalist. Let me see. This one looks like a glow in the dark type. Here's another one that's minimalist, regular watch. And yeah, so these are all the different watch faces that you can use. And again, some of them will tell you what your step count is, what your calorie is. I like this one that looks like, this one looks like an avocado, a round avocado. It's up to you. If you want to have all your stats on the watch, on the face right away, knock yourself out. Like this one will give you your step count, your calorie, and your heart rate. So we've done the dial. Weather report, same thing. You can enable it or not. It's up to you. I like to enable it because sometimes I don't have my phone with me and I like to know what the temperature is. Raise to wake. So that's the one that will use the battery. And again, the battery will last the whole week if you have it on raise to wake. So basically mine is disabled, but if I go here, right, I can toggle that on. What it will do is that if I move my wrist like this, it will start on its own. I move my wrist again and it starts on its own. And then you can choose from what time to what time. So if you're sleeping, for instance, and you're using your watch, you obviously do not want it to be doing the raise to wake, right? Because otherwise you're killing your battery overnight. I personally prefer to press the button to see the time and any stats, so I do not have that enabled. The next one is elevated heart rate measurement. So again, this will tell you when you have an elevated heart rate. Automatic health monitor, mine is enabled, so I can have it go on an ongoing basis. The next one is find my watch. So if you click on this, it will basically vibrate and let you know where your watch is. Wrist preference, if you're lefty or a righty, you can pick where you wear your watch. I guess it would affect your blood level and your heart rate depending on which it is, so it has to adjust. And then the hour style, this is where you're going to change it to 12 hours or 24 hours if you want military style. And then the last one is restore to factory setting. And when you go to me, this is all of my preferences. So it's connected to my Google Fit, right? And then I can put my exercise goal here. So if I want to do 8,000 steps per day, this is where I would change it. So I can do 8,000 steps a day, which is 3 miles and 240 calories. Or I can change it. I'm going to save it right now because I don't want to change it. So this is where you would put in your goals. Units. Okay. So this is where you change all of your measurements. So if you want it in Celsius versus Fahrenheit, so here I'm in Fahrenheit. If you want it in metric, kilogram versus imperial. If it's in orange, it's what I've selected. And then this one here is set unit for distance. Again, I'm in miles, but you can have it picked as kilometers if you prefer that. Frequently asked question, it's not charging. Well, let's look at them. These are the frequently asked questions that customers may have had. So if you need some troubleshooting, it's right here. And then women's health. Okay, so this doesn't apply to me, but you can have reminder for menstruation, preparation of pregnancy, and then pregnancy period. So if you go to preparation of pregnancy, this is all of the stuff that you can have it tally, and it will send you reminders, tell you where you're at. I'm not using this feature. Obviously, some young gals out there may want to use it. It's just not something that I'm interested in. We run. This is not a feature that you can use with this watch. You can use it with the other watch. It's basically like a team setting that you can have. The last feature is suggestion, and I think this is really cool. So suggestion is basically you telling PARSONVER, hey guys, I really like this, however, this is lame. So you would write it in there and send it to them. And I guess if you have enough suggestions within the same category, they would make the change on the app. Okay, so one of the really cool feature that's on this particular watch is, and I'm going to try to set it up now. Let me see. Device, it's the shake photograph. Okay, so if you click on shake photograph, because it's paired with my phone, it will go into, and we're going to do selfie. Hold on, let me turn it around. Okay, so here's you. So we're going to do selfie. And if you need to take a picture, but you have your phone further away, like you're doing a group picture and you're putting your phone far away and you don't have a remote for your phone, all you have to do is go like this, right? And shake. And it took the picture. So I'm going to go to my picture. And here I am. How cool is that? I think this is really cool. Anyway, okay, so here's my review after 2 weeks. It does everything the other guys do, plus or minus some other stuff. This particular watch, again, does not allow you to respond to phone calls and respond to messages. I disabled the message and the phone call option to this because I don't even want to know if I'm getting a message or if I'm getting a phone call. If you're getting a phone call, it's basically going to vibrate and it will tell you who's calling. Then you go to your phone and you decide whether or not you want to answer. And the messages, same thing. It would tell you what kind of message, who sent it. You can read the message, but you can't respond to it. With the other model, my assumption, I don't know because I don't have the model. My assumption is that you basically speak and it will, you have to have your headphones on and you will be able to answer phone calls with it. But what's the point? Like, who doesn't carry the phone at all times? I guess that's the reason why I don't care about it. Or you can speak to it and it will type your text message. So if you don't have your phone with you, let's say for instance that you go on, you go work out, okay? And you leave your phone in your car, you can respond to phone calls and messages via your watch. That's not a feature that's important to me. Therefore, I don't care if I have the higher $4 more model versus the regular model. And even if I have it, and even if this particular watch offered that possibility, I wouldn't be using it because this is not something that I care about. So 2.5 weeks I've been using it right now. I have to tell you, I like it better than any of the watches that I've used in the past. It's super comfortable. I think it's elegant. I like the round face. I like that I can change all the different faces, and that it does my heart rate and that it does my oxygen level. This is important. Now I got one for mom and I hope she uses it. One for step counting, but also for the blood oxygen level and her heart rate. I think that for somebody who's elderly, this is really, really good. And I believe it's easy to use. I didn't have any problems setting it up. It's kind of like just follow the prompts type setup. When you turn it on the first time, it's going to ask you what language do you want to use. Then it's going to ask you to pair it with your phone. You just click on the Bluetooth on your phone. You leave your phone next to it. It's going to show you the list of possible devices to connect it with. You pick the PARSONVER one. It literally says PARSONVER. Okay, you click on that and that's it, you're paired. And then after that, it's gravy. You just play with it and use it to better your health. And that's what I'm using it for. Now, I give it an A+ for all of those features. I really like it. I like the blood oxygen. I like the look. I like the ease of function. However, because you know me, I gotta tell you some stuff is not great. All right. The weather is not super accurate. It's off by a few degrees. If you don't care, it's not something that's important to you. It's not important to me. If I want the weather, I can use my phone, okay? The other thing that's not super accurate is physical activity that doesn't really tally steps. So I've noticed that the distance, calorie, and steps when I'm on the bike is not the same than what the bike is giving me. And so I'm gonna go by what the bike is giving me because I'm literally on the bike and it's calculating based on my activity on the bike. But when I'm on the bike, this doesn't tally the same. So when I did my 30 minutes the other day, I think my calorie was 248 calories burned. This only showed like 112. It tallied the same amount of time. The distance was off and the calorie was off. However, if you do something where it's actually moving with you, because when you're on the bike, you don't really move your arm, right? It will tally it correctly. So just be aware if you're doing an activity that is like the bike, for instance, it may not be accurate. I would expect it to be accurate on the treadmill, if you're walking, if you're running, if you're swimming, if you're playing tennis, anything that actually requires your arm to move. So that's the only minus so far. And again, you can change the level of vibration. You can have something that vibrates a lot, or you can have something that's a very light touch, or you can have no vibration. I have it on no vibration because this reminder of drinking every 30 minutes, it gets old after a while. But it will tell you time to drink anyway. It will light up and it will say, you have had no activity in the past hour, you need to stand up, or, you know, time to drink. So I like it. I think it's really cool. I think it looks pretty. It's much more elegant to me than the bulky watches that I see other people wearing. And I think it's just feminine. I like the fact that it's a leather strap, and the strap is super easy to swap and remove. You just have this little key thing that you push as a tab, take it out, put the new one in, and push back in, and that's it. Very easy to swap bands, and it's a comfortable band. So that was my review. Look down below. I may have a coupon code that's 10% that the company gave me, and if I don't have it for tomorrow when I post this video, then what I'll do is that I will post it on Instagram and on Facebook at a later time. So again, this was my PARSONVER smartwatch review. Guys, I know it was long, but there were so many features and I really wanted to give you a full tour of what the watch does. I need to check out. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you find this interesting. $48 plus a few cents. I think it's a good buy. Considering all the feature that it will give you, $48, I think it's pretty good. That was my review. Comment down below, let me know what you think of this watch. If you have any questions, ask me, I'll try to answer. You can share this video if you know somebody who needs one of those. And subscribe right here in the corner if you want to see more reviews. Totally random reviews on my part, mostly vacuum, though it appears. And that would be it. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.